Hello everyone, here is a quick hand camera demo video of using the AE Modular QUANTIZER as a rhythm module. So right now I have got one LFO, which is somewhat triangular shaped, running into a multiple, and here it is copied so that we have 4 copies of the same triangle LFO, and then it is routed into the 4 atmics. So basically I'm attenuating the 4 signals individually. So I have 4 signals going in, then I can attenuate them, and then I have 4 signals going out at various amplitudes. And now those are being fed into the quantizer CV1 to 4 inputs. And then I'm not using the quantized outputs, but I'm using the trigger outputs, which fire a trigger whenever a new quantization step is reached according to the musical scales I can set up here with the big knobs. So what this allows me to do now is create rhythms from that one triangle LFO by attenuating the LFO signal and choosing a certain scale. So let's listen to how that can sound. I'm pinging 4 filters, or actually the low pack, and 3 filters to get some sounds, and I've got the mixer right here for the first low pack sound, going through some reverb of the multi-effects module, and you can see that it's triggering, or it's triggered by the first quantizer trigger output. Now the LFO here is running quite slowly, but of course it is reaching certain quantization steps along the way, and that will output a trigger. Now of course I can make this slower, or I can also make this faster. But the interesting thing here is that the quantized rhythms are not just dependent on the speed of the LFO, but also its amplitude. So when I go down here to my 4 atmics now, I can use this attenuator for the sound that we're currently hearing, or for the LFO signal which is triggering the quantizer. And right now it's attenuated, so the signal is actually quite low. If I turn it up now, we're getting a lot more steps because the amplitude is higher, so in between it reaches a lot more quantization steps. I'm just going to show you the LFO. It's going up, now it's going down, and now it's 0. There aren't really any steps. And now it's just going up and down. So the pattern is actually repeating, but it's not, even spaced triggers that it's outputting. Because right now I'm having the quantizer set to an Mixolydian scale, which of course has uneven note spacings. So the rhythms, or the triggers which are output, are also unevenly spaced, giving it some, well, I would say natural feel. Of course I can choose a different scale for slightly different rhythms, and then I can add some more sounds. I have 4 copies of the same LFO, and now I can just turn the attenuation up for a second sound. But I'll reduce the speed of the first one a little bit again, and a third sound, and a 4th sound. Let's check it out up here. And the interesting thing here now is that the LFO, of course, triggers all of those sound sources. So all of the sound sources are actually in sync, and only due to the attenuation the rhythm is different for each sound. So this will give you randomly seeming rhythms, which are actually not random at all, but which are in sync and which will repeat, but with just, a little attenuation, you can change the rhythms dramatically. And of course you could reset the LFO, or you could use an envelope generator to modulate the speed, and then adding VCAs instead of the manual attenuator. You could also modulate the amplitude to create like really wild 2-dimensional rhythms. So yeah, that's it for this very quick demo video. I hope it inspired you to use your quantizer module for something else than just pitch quantization. And yeah, I'm really happy that Robert actually included those trigger outputs, because as you can see, it's really in the spirit of modular synthesis, where you can use one module for different purposes. And I think this is a great example of that. So yeah, have fun with your AE Modular, and see you on YouTube and on the AE Modular forums.